My friends, here we are again in this little session. I just wanted to talk about a big topic. Big topic. You excited? I'm excited. It's called Five Steps How to Overcome Fear. For those who know me, I'm Matteo. I try to talk about things that are not easy, such as fear, anxiety, how to build yourself up, about sport, wellness. And one thing that actually brings me here is really you and your journey, because like you, I went through a lot of tough times, tough things, and this is where I need to remind myself to overcome fear daily, overcome anxiety daily, and for each of us, it shows up in different ways and forms, right? Sometimes it can be on a traffic light or at 10 in the morning when you step into the car and you feel the anxiety rushing through your body, through your limbs. You feel the heavy stone in your stomach, or before a presentation where you need to talk to your boss. It can be anything. But today, as well, on the other spectrum, is opportunity for us to strive to do things that go beyond our comfort zone despite our fear, go to new heights. And this is why I'm doing these, as I call, shots of inspiration, to give you a quick reminder to keep going even if you're underslept. Maybe you have kids, maybe you just entered a new phase of your life, maybe you entered a new job, perhaps you started with a new workout and you had results but you hit a plateau and you need to go further. You're tired, you're fearful, you might be even further. You might be struggling with panic attacks. I had a friend who talked about this eloquently and quite in depth. And for part of his life, he really struggled with panic attacks and calling ambulance and all these different things, crippling anxiety. It's not fun. So if you struggle with that, I encourage you to seek therapy. I'm not a therapist, but I could definitely connect you, reach out. But if you are wherever you are, you can, Google best therapy in my neighborhood and you might find it. If you don't know anybody, encourage you to check BetterHelp. They are, I think, US based company, but you can definitely find what you're looking for. But if you're here like myself, you try to cope every day, and sometimes fear can have these causes. It can first cause us to catastrophize. We are thinking in a worst case outcome. Oh, if I do this, if I say that, that will happen. If I show myself in the full light, people will judge me, people will ridicule me. And we create these scenarios, and often, guess what? They never happen. Often they don't. People don't judge us, people don't ridicule us, they don't laugh at us. They might just swipe by and say, huh, interesting. The guy is putting him or the gal is putting herself out there. Second, rejection. This is a big one. I struggle with it often. Nobody hates to be rejected. I mean, everybody struggles to be and don't want to be rejected, right? The thing is, rejection is often in our head. It might just be another opportunity. It might be not now, but later. So think about the situations where you feel rejection, just like traffic light where you stop, it's red, and you don't think about rejection. You think, okay, this is a red light, and then when green comes, you just pass by and you keep going. It's a process, right? And then a third one is responsibility. Often we think about responsibility and we fear how complex our lives will become, how am I going to cope if, but that's again the if scenario. What if then? So I encourage you to not give up when you are, I just see my watch, 10,000 steps. For those who didn't reach your steps, go quickly for a walk as a side note. So don't be scared to take more responsibility on. It will make you stronger, it will make you more resilient, and it will make you grow. Fifth, the biggest fear probably for all of us is regret. If we do not live our life according to our best selves, our purpose, in the end of our life, we will be sad. We will be miserable. We might even not have the people around us who we actually dream up to connect with or to reach out to, or people that we wanted to better on our path. Weeks go by, months go by, years go by, and we figure out, hey man, This is not a life I'm living. So if you have been doing your life on an autopilot until now, I encourage you to switch off, take a long, unflinching look at your life, at your goals, and look where you want to go. See where you want to go, then decide and do that. So that's where we're coming to the 5 actions we're gonna do together. What to do instead. Get familiar with your fear. I know this sounds easier said than done. And I know because I struggle in that area as well. And this is why I hired a coach. I talk to my friends. I talk to, my close buddy or mentor every now and then and ask for opinion. I have a mastermind. I talk to my spouse. I try to be vulnerable. I try to receive feedback openly and genuinely. But again, this is better said than done. There are moments when I struggle and when we all struggle, right? When we have a bad day, we slept bad, and then, we get bad news after bad news. So I encourage you to find the triggers, then go and journal about it. Journal is a weapon. For those of you who think like, Matteo, come on, what am I gonna write about? Write about how you feel. Write about what pops in your mind, where you struggle, where you want to go. As a second point, action point, I hope you're writing this down, remind yourself to keep leveling up. And again, why I'm saying write this down, because I learned through my career that things will always happen. Things will always come your way. Things will always happen as you don't want them to happen. They will come from left, they will come from right, they will come from behind, from below, from above. But often things will and plans will not work out as you want them to work out. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard for me to accept. But when you learn to let go and when you remind yourself, keep leveling up and do it consciously and consistently, you will have fun along the way as well. Because you will stop beating yourself up. Write this down. Don't beat yourself up or beat myself less. About how you think and how you should show up. Instead, you focus on skills. Instead, you focus on getting familiar with the situation, getting familiar with whom you're dealing with. And know that with time, effort, energy, and consistency, you will get better. You will align, you will improve. Third, I want you to become a sensei for action. I want you to be such an action taker that you will be blown away by yourself. I know this is again better said than done. There are days when you procrastinate. We all do. We watch too much Netflix or we don't do those courses that we promised ourselves we will study upon or study on. So do that. Block it in a calendar, get a video done, get a podcast done, get a LinkedIn post done, and just do it. Even if it's a small thing and even if it's not perfect, just put it out there, gather feedback, and say, okay, I will improve along the way. Dwell on progressing because this is a huge thing, at least for me. From the periods in corporate and times in corporate, I was a master in planning and doing all the things, and then you come to the market and you realize, hey man, it's actually a completely different story. So I encourage you to keep progressing one step at a time and checking always with your goals. Fourth, bust some goodness into your ears, and this is why I'm recording this, because it's as good for me as for you. I try to have, every day a habit when I'm listening to something positive every morning. I read something, I listen to something, I remind myself to keep going. And the reason why you need to do this, because the world is full of negativity. It's full of people who want to steal your attention, and the world's smartest engineers who designed apps and TV shows to keep watching and to keep not chipping away on your goals, but to focus elsewhere. And this is why you need to buzz goodness into your ears. This is why you need to remind yourself to keep working on yourself and to dedicate some time to listen to something like this. The final point I really want you to write this down is get a buddy, get a mentor, get somebody to talk with you about your progress, to remind you where you want to go, to remind you who you are, and that you got enough time and that you can do things that you desire to do with one step at a time. When you do that, when you focus on getting the stuff done and one step at a time, you will improve, you will get better. But gone are times doing stuff alone. You can do stuff when you trust in the process, when you trust in masterminds, when you trust in being the learner and throwing the ego out of the window and say, you know what? I might know the answer. I might know even three answers to this, but I will shut my mouth and I will listen. The best advice someone's received is we got two ears, one mouth. It was quite embarrassing for me because guess what? I used the other analogy. I talk too much, listen too little. And I like to talk, as you noticed. So, anyways, guys, here you have it. Please, if you want to connect, reach out. The best way to connect with me is reach out on LinkedIn. You can find me under my name, Matteo, Mateo, and my surname is Melichar, Melichar. And then hit me up if you want to chat, if you want to exchange on this topic or mental health or motivation, inspiration, or you just want me to connect you with some cool person like a guide or a coach or whatever the story is, we might find a solution. So I wish you a beautiful day. I wish you a great end of the week. And as I always say, make sure that you manage your energy because your energy is everything. If we don't improve our health, if you don't improve our fitness, if you don't improve our mind, things will not happen. I also want you to really navigate stress, navigate this anxiety, navigate fear. Don't let it run your life. Use it as a weapon. All the adrenaline is good to keep going, to keep progressing. And then lead a heroic life. Try to strive to be better every day. Try to commit. Try to do one little small feat for yourself every day, even if it's just insignificant. If it's just doing the healthy meal, if it's doing that workout, if it's just writing stuff down, journaling, meditating, telling your spouse you love them and your boss that you appreciate their feedback, or your clients that you will try your best next time. Be honest, be open, be vulnerable. And until the next time, I'm really looking forward to talking to you, perhaps meeting you, giving you a virtual high five, big hug, and stay awesome. Until the next time, bye bye.